Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brandon Buckner, as you all know, and welcome back to another edition of the College Sports Report here on E-Radio WMCR. Today, I have a special guest with me. Her name is Shelby Ball. Shelby, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Brandon?
I'm doing pretty good. So, Shelby, you said you played sports. How many sports did you play, and did you like playing sports?
Wow. Okay. So growing up, I played a multitude of sports. I was a swimmer. I was a competitive swimmer for 13 years. And on the side, growing up, I played basketball, baseball, tennis, any sport that there is, I've probably touched. And but my most successful was swimming. I went to St. Francis University for a few months on a scholarship, and that was one of my biggest moments. And I came back to the city because I do want to still keep connection into my sports, roots, especially with swimming and teaching the next generation. So that's how I've come back to my love of sports.
That's really good. When I also played sports myself. I played on my uh, school academic alternative basketball team, and I played on the volleyball team and the softball team. We didn't really have a football team at our school, but we had basketball, volleyball, and softball, and that was pretty good. And I was pretty good at the basketball. We did have a couple of playoff games where we did not win a championship. We would always lose to our rivals, and I was we had basically had two schools that were academic. We had the academy and the alternative. The academy was the bad side, the one that had all the bad kids that had anger problems. On our side, we had a good sports team, and we played them every year, and we would always lose to them. And in total, they actually won 18 championships in total.
Oh,
And
wow.
we could not compete with with that team. I told coach, I was like, listen, every year we play these guys, we're always losing to this team. And the good thing about our league, our sports league, was even if you went 0-16, even if you lost all your games, you still made the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were in a league. Our sports league was we didn't really have a lot of teams in our division. We had about 6 or 7, and whether we had a good season or not, we still made the playoffs. Um,
Yeah.
so what others what inspired you to play sports?
Wow. Okay, what inspired me to play sports? I was always an energetic kid.
Mhm.
Like, I could never sit myself down and just be like, Shelby, stop moving. Like, you don't always have to move. You don't always have to do something. But ever since I was a kid, I was literally just like, it was like somebody just lit my butt on fire, and I always had to be doing something. So, to waste all that energy away. So, I wouldn't still be, that highly energized when I come home. My parents put me in a multitude of sports. And literally as a kid, I would sometimes go to swim practice. I would go to basketball practice. I would go to gymnastics. And then the next day, I'll go to swim practice. I'll go to gymnastics. And then I'll go
Yeah.
to some other practice that there is. And then as I got older, I started to notice that maybe we can't balance multiple sports as we used to. So when it really came down to a sport that I kind of think was going to take me far, and that was definitely swimming. I didn't know how far it was going to take me because I'm a 5'11" black kid from Northeast DC. Shout out to Northeast. And nobody in my family around that time was a competitive swimmer. No one. So not only was I like kind of like starting something myself, but then I had to like carry it on. And then now, seeing 13 years later, there's almost 10 people in my family that are full on swimmers, and I'm like, wow, like that still to this day that still makes me cry. So to see that like even like when I was like, man, I don't know about this sport. I don't know about it. I want to go back to basketball. I don't know if this is going to take me far. I'm not too sure. And then now I look back at like all the things that I've been to and all the places that I've been and all the people that I've met. And it's taken me farther than I could have ever imagined.
Well, that's great. Those are great answers. Yeah, for me, I really wasn't the athletic type. My asthma got in the way of me playing a lot of sports. Exactly. My last year in high school, I tried out for the other school's basketball team because our side was getting tore down, so we had to share the side with the academy side, and we didn't like it because kids, they had anger problems. We don't know what they would have did, but no, they were actually friendly towards us when we moved over on their side, and they had a coach. They had a couple of coaches over there named Mr. Dawkins and Mr. Hawkins, and the way they made those boys run suicides in practice, I said, man, I can't do this. I'm quitting the team. I can't do this, man. And then they were actually gonna let me join the team, and I was like, thank you for the offer, but I had a better offer. I wound up doing drama my last year. I wound up being in the Broadway play Annie, the redhead orphan.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I wound up doing that, and I wound up being Miss Hannigan's brother, Rooster, the one that kidnapped Annie. I wound up playing a bad guy. I didn't particularly like that role because I don't like playing bad people, but I told my my Spanish teacher, I was like, listen, I was like, because I got sick that week, so I was actually gonna play Daddy Warbucks, the rich guy. And my professor said, "Oh no, you'll be a great Daddy Warbucks. You only gotta wear a suit and a bow tie." I was, hey, that's good. And then when I got back that day, I was like, I know the part of Daddy Warbucks, you gave it to somebody else, didn't you? They said, no, the part is still yours, but they gave it to a Hispanic guy who was bald. And I said, you know what? He'll play the part of Daddy Warbucks really well. And my Spanish teacher said, don't worry, we'll find a part for you. We'll find a part for you. Because I told my family I was going to be in any play. And they said, oh, no, we still want you to be in a play. We're going to find a part for you. So I wound up playing Rooster, the Miss Hannigan's bad brother. And there was a girl who had played my girlfriend in the play. She was a blonde. So it was good. I didn't really miss out on being on the basketball team, even though I wish I had now because my side of the school wound up winning championships. But the one thing I did get a drama achievement award. So I got an award still. And for me, growing up watching basketball with my dad, I know that he, always used to watch the NFL football games, and I used to sit there and watch them with him. But one day, my family was very impressed with me. One day, my mom and grandmother, they would sit down on the couch, and I would always come home every day after school and turn on ESPN. And then one day, I think I was still going to grade school, 13, 12 years old. And I said, oh, you know who that is, guys? That's Michael Jordan. That's Gilbert Arenas. That's Kobe Bryant. That's LeBron James. They said, how do you know all these athletes? And I was like, hey, well, I've been watching a lot of ESPN, and the young man who lived with us, he passed away from cancer, unfortunately. He would always say, man, you don't know nothing about sports, man. He was like a family friend of ours, and his name was James. And I said, well, nah, I don't know much, but I mean, I can tell you about what happened. Now I would get some games wrong, like but I would say, okay, well, I'm just in the learning process. It's a learning process, and it takes time for you to really know sports. I mean, because the thing is the sports has been around for years, and you don't know whether when that time will come when you have to know about sports. And right now, I would say that since I've had this show for 4 years, I've been looking around to see who can be on my show to talk sports with. and everything. And right now, I'm very amazed on how, like that you actually follow sports. I'm amazed. I'm amazed at you right now. That's really good.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
thank you.
because
And
yeah,
for me, I was always a nerd. So I always grew up knowing something that the average person did not. And especially for the sake of being in TV, being in film, going into that business, and also, going into songwriting and stuff. I'm also a musician.
nice. Okay.
I taught myself how to play piano.
Oh man, that's wonderful.
I learned how to play bass guitar a few years back. But for me, I've been in so many worlds where there's just so many, just so many facts to know, and it's like, why do you know that? But it's like someday that will come and help me. Like, for me, I take my sport seriously. I take it as seriously as I take anime. Shout out to all the anime lovers out there as well.
Yeah, I love anime myself. That's very good. Nah, I love anime.
I could literally, Attack on Titan made me cry. Ooh, that's a whole other conversation, but that is just.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good.
It's sports. Literally, like, what can you not, again, there's something that in each sport that I watch, there's something that I see myself in. Whether I see like a younger version of myself who wanted to play that sport, but obviously I couldn't get around to it, or if somebody like myself who played the exact same sport but looks just like me, and I'm just like, wow, I found another role model, like Simone Manuel, when she won at the Olympics in the 50 free, tied for first place with Canada. Yep. Crazy. Yeah. And then now to watch some of my favorite players in WNBA basketball from the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, go to the WNBA finals for the first time. Like, Las Vegas is going to the finals for the first time. I'm just like, this is amazing.
All right. Well, that you actually brought me to the next segment. What do you think about the Storm leading your Aces 2-0 in the WNBA Finals? What do you think about that?
See, I've gotten that question all morning, and it's only from sports fans, so I'm not mad. Here's my thing with this. Mm-hmm. So for me, when I pick a team that's not my home team, obviously last year I picked Washington to go all the way. Oh,
that's my team. I love the Mystics. Yes.
The Mystics went all the way. They read it back, and I was like, thank you, because that is exactly what we needed.
Yes.
So for me, I was like, okay, so who do I go with? And then my best option is my best option really is the Storm, but again, it's like we've never seen LA. Like, I mean, we've never seen Las Vegas, sorry. Las Vegas. And just the lineup that they've come together with. Like, it's crazy. Like, two natives from the area are on their team. Sugar Rogers, who went to Georgetown, and Lindsay Allen, who actually went to my high school, St. John's College High School. She went to SJC. She is with them now. This is her first playoff appearance. And same with Sugar. This is her first playoff appearance.
Yeah.
So to see that, come across and to know where they are, because obviously DC was there last year. Like, prior to last year, the Mystics have never won a championship. They've only made it to the finals maybe 3 times. And I've been watching them since maybe 2008.
Yeah.
That was glorious. That was glorious to just see that happen for the first time. You're like, oh man, this is the first time thing. I can get used to this. So I want to pick that underdog team again. So unfortunately, again, they're playing up against Sue Bird, the legend, literally coming back to the final 16 years after her first final.
Yeah, Sue Bird is unbelievable. Yeah.
Like, and then they got Brianna Stewart, who literally scored 37 points in the first game. I'm just like,
Yeah.
So maybe this will not be a DC. But you know what? In watching the